Hey, greetings folks. Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today I have the great honor of filming with legendary Lenny of SEBO America. Tell us your background and your official title, Lenny.
Okay, so my official title is Technical Services Manager, and my background is basically in all kinds of stuff. I never had really one career, but I've had multiple good careers that led me to this point where I'm at right now. I used to have my own television repair shop. Growing up, I worked with a guy who was retired in the Army, taught me everything there was to know about repairing televisions, VCRs, CB radios, you name it. That's kind of my background in electronics, which is where I'm at today in this field. I'm a graduate of St. Petersburg Junior College, and I went to the University of California at San Francisco to complete a degree. I have an electronics degree. I also have a lot of background in other fields of electronics, not necessarily vacuum cleaners, but as I mentioned before. I've been with the SEBO America company for this is my 16th year, and they hired me back in October of 2007. I was interviewed by Ray, the warehouse manager, for a position in the electronics department, or the repair department, if you will. And out of 210 applicants way back then, I was narrowed down to 3, and then I got the job. So very happy about that. So here, obviously, it's a great place to work.
So I have to ask, what vacuum do you use in your home?
Well, the good thing is, because I'm a SEBO employee, I get to have one of every one. So over the past 16 years, I've accumulated probably 8 SEBO vacuum cleaners. And as they got tired of them and they got newer and newer, I gave those away and got newer ones. So the most current one that I have right now is our X7 model with the headlight.
So you're an upright guy.
Actually, no, I have upright, I have a canister, I have a Felix, and I have an old C31 tank.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you still have a C3.1.
Yeah.
All right, I have a C3.1 as well.
Incredible machine.
And you still have parts for it here, for the most part.
Except for a cord reel, yeah, we still carry parts.
So except for a cord reel.
Mm-hmm.
And on that subject, how long does SEBO typically just carry parts after machines discontinue?
That really depends on the factory. If they can get parts remanufactured for older machines, they'll continue to do so. Like a manufacturer that created our cord reel for our C, they went out of business years ago, so they weren't able to supply SEBO Germany with that particular part, so they discontinued it. But plastic parts are still manufactured, covers, cases, things like that. Yeah, they're still around.
Have you been to SEBO Germany? If so, how many times? What is that like?
Yes, actually, I was invited back in 2014, I believe it was, to visit the factory and see our operation in person. It was an awesome trip. The guys in Germany are incredibly hospitable. They took me around, showed me how they make brush rollers, how some of the components that they put together in the X4 are manufactured. They showed me some of the Felix operation. Unfortunately, I got there during a holiday, and when they have holiday, 90% of the factory obviously goes at one time, so to keep things moving. So I didn't get to see as much as I wanted to, but that was my choice of dates. But they took me on the Autobahn, which is awesome.
The Autobahn.
Yeah.
So I've got a friend in Stuttgart, and when she came and visited, she finally told me, "Would you just shut up about the Autobahn already?" I couldn't say.
It was incredible.
I just have to ask you about that, because it's something that's a fascination of
My hands were like this on the dashboard. He was going so fast. It was like,
Absolutely. That's a good story. So what is your favorite SEBO product right now of the lineup? I know you had them all.
Honestly, I like my Felix the best out of all the machines I have because of the way it operates. It's really easy to maneuver, easy, lightweight to take up and down stairs, which I have. And up until about a month ago, I had 3 cats. Unfortunately, they're all dead now. But cleaning up after them was a task, and my Felix worked the best for doing that. I could get up and down the stairs with it. I could clean litter boxes, things like that. It was awesome.
That makes sense. The Felix is one of those designs that stood the test of time. It's so unique that it's still relevant today.
Uh-huh.
you know, like
It's a good machine.
In my opinion, it's actually my favorite of all your uprights. I like all the SEBO uprights, but I think the Felix stands out with the swivel neck and the two motor design to me. And it's also one of the most recommended machines on the internet right now. That's interesting to hear you say that. Do you know what year the Felix came out in?
2008, I believe.
Was it 2008?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had just been hired when we got a prototype from Germany, and all the salespeople came to Denver to sit at a conference table just like this, and Thomas Stein, the owner of the company, bought one in to us, and we took it apart right there on this table, and he showed us how it worked and insides, outsides. It was awesome.
And Thomas Stein, I think I met him a few years ago at the trade show. I want to say he went to the VDTA a few years ago.
He goes every year, yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing individual. I got him going about the U.S. regulations on bringing vacuums in to have them UL certified and stuff, and he's talking about how tough that was.
It still is tough. The regulations get worse, not better. You know.
Makes sense.
But that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I just remember he showed me a commercial of a SEBO in a color I had never seen before, and when I had asked him about that, he said, "Oh, I can't. The regulations when you're limited to colors or something of that sort." It was just amazing. And it's amazing that, just like I said, he's a very fresh individual, a very good. You can tell the reason that SEBO has gone the direction they have is because of the good leadership in the company, both SEBO USA and SEBO Germany. It's just amazing. So the other thing I wanted to ask you about is SEBO has a proprietary date code system that a lot of people have wanted to figure out. So I'm going to ask you how that works, and how does the AB or the CD, or how does that work?
Okay, so the serial number that's put on a machine in the factory was meant to designate the year and I think it's the quarter of when they manufacture certain machines. So should anything occur, problems-wise, they have a way of backtracking to get to that particular problem and that series of machines that was produced under that serial number. When I first started here, machines that were coming in from Germany had the designation K. And then we went from K to L, M, N, O, P, etc., etc. Then they started, when they got to Z, they went to the letter A. So the letter A was designated as the year that the machine was manufactured, but then the following set of numbers indicated what type of machine it was. Like A199 indicated our D machine, A17601 or 2 indicated our K machine, and so forth and so on. So when I look at a number, or a serial number, and I can tell A or B or C or D, I can tell the year, but then the next following set of numbers, I was able to tell what machine it was. And then look it up and say, oh, this is from 2002, this is from 2002 to 6, this was from 2006 to 8, et cetera, et cetera. 2 years ago, they decided to get rid of that system, and they went to a 2-letter system, CA, CB, CC. I don't know why they started at C, but that's how they did it. So CA would have indicated a 2020 product, CB would indicate a 2021 product, CC, which we're getting now, is 22 to 23.
All right, as an example, what does the IJ mean?
The IJ is just the manufacturer's code. That just tells the factory when those parts were sent in and they were able to be put on this particular machine. Generally indicates product cosmetics, if you will. So like when the circuit boards were manufactured, when the casing was manufactured, etc. It really has nothing to do with the actual date that this machine was assembled. Okay. It's just the date of product availability.
All right, and then the serial number of this one.
So on this one, it's a D. It's a D. 396. So the D would indicate that it was manufactured sometime between 2018 2019. And then the rest of the code indicates what the type is. The 399 would have been a separate power head.
So you've been at SEBO for a very long time. What's your favorite customer service repair story? Because you get these phone calls, I'm sure, that are interesting.
Okay. The most memorable one that I can think of is I got a call from an 18-year-old boy who said his mother went out shopping and insisted that he vacuum the house while she was gone. and he was not too familiar with the X4 upright machine. So she says, well, just turn it on and go, and that was the end of that. So he was vacuuming his mom's bedroom, and he pushed the vacuum cleaner underneath the bed, and all of a sudden he heard this clanking noise and this screaming, and he got so panicky, he looked up the phone number for SEBO and called. Can I speak to a technician? I really need to speak to a technician. My mother's going to kill me. I don't know what to do. So he was like in tears. He said, okay, sir, calm down. What happened? He said, well, I was vacuuming under my mother's bed, and something got caught under there, and it destroyed the machine. I don't know what to do. I said, okay, turn the machine over. Let's see what you picked up. He said, well, it's like a really big piece of fabric. I said, can you pull on it and get it out from underneath the brush roller and get it unwrapped? Yeah, he did. He said, oh my God. He goes, it's my mother's bra. It's a size 44D. Okay. I said, well, I don't think it's worth giving back to your mother. You may want to hide that. He said, are you sure the machine's fine? I said, yes, it is. I said, this machine has an automatic shut-off. Don't worry about a thing. I said, but tell your mom not to throw the bras under the bed anymore. I said, otherwise these things are going to happen. So that was an interesting conversation.
That is a great story.
Yeah.
That is
the fact that he said 44D, it lit me up. It's like, oh my God.
So on stories, I have to ask, because dealers call you all the time looking for support. Boy, to me, SEBO has been really self-evident. And my first encounter talking to you years ago, I was working at a dealer, and the whole static issue with the G, when they made those G series of machines where the
motor would wind up and then wind down.
Anyways, so my question to you is, what is a favorite dealer story of yours?
Well, I get so many. It's hard to.
What's something of a dealer that's memorable?
Gosh. Well, over the course of the 16 years I've been here, I've established a hell of a rapport with some of my closest dealers. I got this new dealer called Rocky Mountain, They're out in Virginia. I can't remember the name of the company, but they have about 3 or 4 stores in Virginia, and this one particular store is in the Appalachians. So I'm talking to this guy in the store, and he's asking me questions about the machine, and he said to me, "Do you hike?" And I said, "Yes, I love to hike." He goes, "Do you bike?" I said, "I love to bike." He goes, "Well, this is a standing invitation to you to come out to see our beautiful Appalachians. I know you have the Colorado Rockies over there." He said, "But you need to come and see our Appalachians, and I'll take you on a hiking and biking trail." And we went on and on and on for 25 minutes about hiking and biking, and I never did get to figure out what the hell he called about. It was awesome that I had that kind of rapport with these people.
That's good to hear. I can attest in the industry that you have an excellent rapport. Some of the techs I've worked with over the years have just always had nice things, but yeah, you are in the U.S. you're considered the foremost expert on SEBO, and there's nothing that you can't solve pretty much over the phone with a dealer or a customer. And the instructions that I've received over the years have just been excellent. I'm just amazed that SEBO employs somebody with your kind of technical knowledge for customer support and for dealer support. It's just so much of a step up above the rest. I can't think of another company that does that.
And I get a lot of feedback from companies that say the same thing. And I think one of the reasons is because today when you dial a customer service number, you get a beep number 3, beep number 2, and we'll call you back when we get a minute. And the fact that somebody's on our phones 24/7, well, not 24/7, but during our business hours, somebody's there, somebody's live, and somebody's willing to talk to you and listen to you and explain what you need to be explained about and give you advice. That's like you can't buy that. It's like unheard of today's industry. And SEBO is one of the few companies that I know that does this. If I have a problem with a machine, a customer will know that they can always call me and I can get them to a dealer, or I can get whatever they need to get, and I won't get off the phone until I do my job, and that's helping them to fix whatever they need fixing. So I pride myself on that.
You definitely should, and SEBO USA should pride themselves on the customer service.
They did, and I'm still here.
You're still here in the process of training the next generation of support.
Yep.
Because I see there are guys with headsets on, and you've trained them all, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. This is a whole brand new stack of people here from when we were at the old place. We got all new employees now, and yes, I've trained every one of them.
That's excellent to hear. And for those at home who don't know, SEBO has not even doubled their size. You guys have
this is quadrupled.
Quadrupled their size is the actual number.
Yeah.
This location is huge, as I'll roll on some B-roll here and show you. But it is absolutely huge compared to their old location where I first met you. It's an amazing facility.
It really is. It's a whole lot of nice people here too. Everybody gets along, and we have a good family.
I just want to
here.
That is definitely the vibe that's been put out to me over the years. It's just how great supporters you all are, and it's a great company to work with. And I've worked, me personally, I've worked with SEBO from multiple dealers. I've worked with SEBO now in media. I've interviewed to work in your warehouse before you guys even put this together. That was right before the pandemic, so like that.
Yeah.
Things that changed the world. So you say you like to hike and bike, so I'm gonna ask you a couple curveball questions here.
Okay.
What kind of bike do you own?
Electra 615. I just actually got it. It's one of the new electric bikes.
One of the new e-bikes.
Which is vehicle assist, if you will. You still have to pedal your ass off to get where you want to go, but you're also getting a lot of exercise in the process of doing it. When you're going up 4 to 6% grades, really helps my knees. I'm not young anymore, and my knees are not as good as they used to be, let's say. So really helps, and I love it. It's an amazing bike.
That's interesting to hear. Now, did you have a road bike before that?
Yeah, I had a Schwinn, and I had a Trek before that, 10 speeds and so forth. But like I said, as you get older, you need just a little bit more help now.
I guess the curveball question I'm going to ask you: what's your favorite hike in Colorado?
I like Boulder, the Boulder area. I really like the canyons around the Boulder area to hike in and around. I also, I've been on major hikes throughout all of Colorado, but I particularly like the Morrison area, Evergreen, and then further out into Boulder and the flatlands up there.
It's a very nice area.
Pretty
it's
cool.
A gorgeous area. Is there anything else you want to say about SEBO USA, or anything you think the viewers should know?
No, I just, I appreciate the fact that people are more and more interested in SEBO, and word of mouth really is the most important part of our business. We don't advertise a whole lot, but when people hear about us, it's usually from somebody else or from one of our dealers. Word of mouth is really important, and if we can keep up the reputation for a good quality product, we'll be around for a long, long time.
Thanks for watching, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the comment box. I'll try to pass this video forward to Lenny, and hopefully he'll read this comment section as well.
And if you need a SEBO vacuum cleaner, call me.
Give him a call.
Thanks.
Have a great day. And today I have the great honor of filming with the legendary Lenny